You know, I didn't actually listen to that before I actually started streaming, because I realized legitimately like 5 minutes before I went live, oh wait, I still have a Season 4 opening, and it's Season 14 opening, Season 15. Anyway, I've returned! It has been a long while since I've done casting on my own channel. I've somehow ended up on someone else's channel more than my own this last month, but I have returned. NGS is back, and I have a goal this season. I am here to break what I believe is now a 7-season record of casting the most games in a season. Which, to anyone who doesn't know, that record currently stands at 121. That's a big number. It's a doable number, but it's a big number. So I've got a kind of general timeline of things where I've got to go bang, bang, bang. And this is the first of at least 122 games casted this season, which I'm somehow surprised there's a replay at the end of the first day, and I know I have to do some admin stuff after this for NGS, because I saw people didn't schedule the matches in time, and they messaged me. I'm like, well, that is my job after all. But we do have a D West game of Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow facing off against All Random All Middle Aged, which I love. The name All Random All Middle Aged is fun as hell, and I'm opening up the game in the background as we're going, so we should see that open very shortly. And I've just realized, I hope the teams are around the right way, because sometimes teams like to do the fun thing of accidentally going on the wrong side, which, let me just have a look. Cool, the team's the right way around. That makes it so much easier for me. So let me just jump it on over into the game, which I've now just like, oh god, I gotta do everything myself now. I have been way too privileged recently with someone else doing the buttons for me, with doing everything for me, and I'm just thinking like, well, I don't know how to do this anymore. That's fun. However, we do have the match starting up. First map of the series being Dragonshire. I love Dragonshire. It is one of my favorites. Also, I forgot to say hi, Crizo. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you here. But we have Silver Belt on the Sonya. Just garbage. Just garbage on the Tychus. B-Man on the Stitches. Okay, Grizzly 64 on the Orphea, or as one of my friends will say, Orphea. And Howlin' Knight is there on the Anduin. So we get a nice Gorge Pool combo. On the other side, we do have Poppin' Fresh on the Dahaka, the Space Yoshi, Modus Trollin. Did I say Yoji? Like Yoshi and... I don't know. Anyway, we do also have Modus Trollin there on the Joanna, Souza on the Sylvanas, I should say, and Muffin Man on the White Mane. I was like, what is their name again? I cannot recall. Right, let me just make a note of something. There we go. Right, let me just open things up and we can have a look at talent stats, etc., etc. And we do actually have a fight breaking out before I can do anything else about that. Oh, B-Man takes a lot of damage. That Stitches taking a lot more than they are bargained for. They sure are like a beefy boy, but they can only survive so much punishment, except they are going to get beefier as time goes along, as we do see they are stacking that Globe talent at level 1, which every 20 increases the move speed of Stitches, but every Globe he receives increases his max health by 25, which starts adding up already, because we already have plus 100 max health, and we're... Give a Globe. I pointed at the screen like, give a Globe, it's up here, but I didn't actually like, you know, just go... I pointed at it with my hand, essentially. One thing note, we do have Dahaka going Brush Stalker, which has less value on this sort of map if you're in a duel with another offlaner. But if you're able to get the move speed going, it can make it a give you a very serious macro advantage in terms of things where you can double soak easier than Sylvanas can, especially because you can interrupt her. Alright, we can see Souza was in a little bit of a rough situation as Modus Trollin wasn't quite with the team. B-Man was able to walk up, slap for Sylvanas a little, and Sylvanas honestly not in a good spot after that damage. But right, I've just got to make a note of something real quick before I forget. Notes. Orphea talents coming through. We see the hook coming out. We see Muffin Man in danger, and that blob is a little bit too much, and Muffin Man does go down. Molstro and trying the best to save him, wasn't able to do so. And meanwhile, Dragon Knight already picked up mid. We can see that Sonya got in it, and is just going to be pushing it down. mid. We do see, however, that there is that Hoppy Deer Best Deer slowly poisoning it. Well, meanwhile, the push goes on bottom. We do see that going down. Slowly but surely. Dragon Knight not actually getting as much done as you would imagine for only one person holding it, really, as we do see now Sonya is backing up. Also, high authenticity, I guess is how you would say it. But we do see nice hook coming up from B-Man. B-Man does pull in Muffin Man. If a Muffin Man will go down. Nice hook by B-Man. He's actually hitting for us quite well. That's 2 deaths on the healer now. That's not quite you want to see if you're all random or middle-aged. That is less than ideal, to say the least. But we can see now neutral camp is up as well. We can possibly see them going bottom. They do want to take that camp to help them push. That bruise camp contested a lot of the time, but if your healer's down, you don't really want to do it. B-Man, meanwhile, just being a bit of a distraction, taking that damage, while we do see Barber on that Lunara just slowly poisoning the top camp to take it. All while the team of all random, all middle-aged doesn't know of it. Just below them, the Bruiser camp is happening, and we do see it comes out at a relatively good time, as there's 3 team members of all random, all middle-aged here. That's less than ideal, to say the least. You want to not commit that much time and resources doing that, and we can see now in the bottom lane, they got the bottom gate, they got bottom tower, they got the bottom gate. They've almost got that second tower as well, and that makes this a much more exposed area for when you're fighting on the objective. Hook coming out, does find Modus Troll and does pop Horse, will actually get out. They do also pop Iron Skin. That important defensive drawn out already. I guess they just didn't have it. As well, they weren't able to pop it immediately, and they did just have to use the Steed charge to get out. And that's a talent I can never remember, because it's a newer one, and I don't see it picked often, nor do I ever pick it. Meanwhile, we see Grizzly take a little bit of damage from Barber, we'll be fine. How's the offlane going? It's going. Silverbell is in a little bit of a rough spot. Sonya's main camp clear is that spell damage, and with that mage minion there, this little aura here, which is now gone, that's 20 spell armor, making it much harder for Silverbell to clear those lanes. I do have to say, though, I'm very happy to see Silverbell once again. She was in my team when we were still... what was my old team called? Not Death and Delay. Souls and Slow-Mo. When we're still Souls and Slow-Mo, Silverbell was our offlaner. Unfortunately for Silverbell, I had a miserable experience that season on tank. Not their own fault, I just don't like playing tank in this game. It is what I think a horrible experience, but I very much respect people who can play it, as they're much better I am than it. And they actually look good at it. This B-Man here, doing great at stitches, hitting those hooks. Modus Trolling has not had easier time recently. But once things such as Blessed Shield comes through as their heroic at level 10, that makes it much easier. Speaking of 10s, we do have Team Rainbow Shrooms grow with them. We see Gorgeous with Stitches, Leap Sonya, we have that Commandeer Odin Tychus. Actually, Mind Control comes out from Souza. Oh, my camera works out of whack, and Grizzly goes down. 1 Mind Control pick just like that, and that will help even things up. Meanwhile, we did see Lunara was defending mid from Sonya. Silverbell unable to get that objective and was zoned out. Meanwhile, we do see B-Man has been gorged. Barely doesn't pop him right side of the gate. Pops the horse. Does get the healing from Whitemane. Whitemane's such an excellent healer in those situations. And we can see what may have been a dead tank in a lot of situations gets to live. Thank you to that quick use of heroic, from Muffin Man, putting down that Divine Reckoning. But other things to mention, we do have the Crushing Jaws Orphea, Light Bomb Anduin. Nice hook by B-Man onto Souza, who did, as we said, take Mind Control. Nice cleanse, nice Haunting Wave as well, getting out of danger. And as we did see, I can't remember what it's called, we did have Divine Reckoning on the Whitemane, who, I love her character design. I'm just going to zoom in for those, yeah. Anyway, we do see another hook coming out. Souza does get pulled in. Modus Trollin uses a Blessed Shield to peel, and that is a nice chunk of damage coming out. Mind Control doesn't quite find space, but Poppin' Fresh does burrow down, interrupted by Tychus. That tongue is broken. B-Man, however, taking a little bit too much damage, will go down there, but that's excellent splash damage by just garbage. Meanwhile, we see Modus Trollin getting really low in terms of a tank health pool, low. But they do get healed up, as we do see a rather large heroic trade. Also, things I didn't mention was Isolation Dahaka and the Leaping Strikes Lunara. But Lunara's Leaping Strikes are much easier to see than Dahaka's Isolation. Right, Stitch is back up. We're getting a reset. It's still pretty even in terms of everything. We're 2-2 kills. Camps roughly taking the same amount of times. We do see sieges coming up, so we do have some structures. All random, all middle age are trying to get back in with mind control, barely hitting, just garbage. We do see Barber jump in, jump out, and them go down. Now we do see another kill coming out onto the Orpheia, and that will be 2 quick kills for the side of all random, all middle age. They knew B-Man wasn't there, the tank was not available, and they punished it, which is exactly what you need to do when they are missing a team member. I would like to see them still push here. They have a great team to push. Both Barber and Souza are on great push heroes. They have a lot of siege damage they can get through buildings quite well. But now it's just taken a little bit too long. We see Tychus is back up, and we see Orphea is back up. Meanwhile, we do only just see Dahaka jumping on top point now. There's going to be a little bit of fight going down here, but I'm actually looking over here instead, because you see Hell and Knight getting really low, but doesn't quite go down once again, because Barber backed off to see what they can do. Meanwhile, we do see Dahaka was chased out a little bit, is getting that double soak in the meantime for the team. So we're seeing now more and more all random, all middle age starting to pull ahead. Which, yeah, Dahaka is very good in terms of double soak. He is very hard to beat once his quest is up and running. And we can see it's already at 6 stacks. That is a... Why am I mathing this? I could just do this. 112% movement, extra movement bonus in bushes upon his already 120%. So he's moving faster than, he's going faster than move speed, well, mounted speed when he's going bushes. But I imagine we're going to see a leap out here straight onto Souza. Maybe a little bit of a bait as we do see that damage token coming out. There's a lot of healing coming out onto Barber and Souza. We do see that it is Silver getting pulled out. Crushing Jaws doesn't quite find anyone, and B-Man is going to make a beeline for the gate and will be fine. Meanwhile, we see Dahaka is bottom, and now we're in position where Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow do actually need to fight a little. Silverbell is moving up to the top objective, seeing what they can do about stopping that. Dahaka pushing bottom. Nope, Silverbell is choosing to come back. Keep in mind, this is a 4v5. This is not a good position if you're all random, all middle age. B-Man getting a nice hook. Oh, going for a nice hook, but didn't quite find it. Slowly dying thanks to that poison. That's good zoning by the side of all random, all middle age, and they do get that Dragonite. For those of you who aren't as versed in Heroes of the Storm, the Dragonite is the main objective of this map. It is, oh, actually zoom in to give a nice presence of it, is this stone dragon right here that says Dragonite, funnily enough. And it does an incredible amount of siege damage. Also, nice isolation coming out from Bomb Fresh. Bomb Fresh jumping directly on top of that Orphea. Orphea goes down. Meanwhile, Silverbell taking a lot of damage, but Stitches goes down before that. Silverbell spinning, leaping, does get out of danger and will be fine. Anyway, Dragonite does a lot of siege damage, kicks people like that, shoots flames. It's a dragon. It can't quite fly, but it is a dragon all in all. It just has a big axe. Why not? Why, you may ask? Why not is the answer. It's a dragon with an axe. That's cool as hell. That's my next D&D villain. No. But no, we see Dahaka does put off the rest of the team. I imagine, actually, we may see Lunara jump out. Just push D. Just push your trait, jump out. For those of you who don't know, you can end Dragonite early. I don't know if Lunara knows this, just because she's probably better off jumping out. But we'll get one last fire breath on the wave. And we can see the Dragonite expires, being the end of that objective phase. Meanwhile, camps are going to be picked up by either team, as we do see bottom neutral camp, that bruiser camp, being taken by all random, all middle age. Meanwhile, up here, we do see Team Rainbow Shroom Grow, getting that their safe side. I say safe at this point because both your forts are gone. It's not quite as safe an area as, let's say, over here, where you have both opposition forts up. Well, both of all random, all middle ages forts up. So they're in a much more scary spot here. But it doesn't look like all random, all middle age are intending on picking a fight currently. They're just going to safe push elsewhere, as we do see that gate is quickly falling. And someone has messaged me at the most inconvenient of times. Okay, I'll message him. I'll have to deal with him afterwards. But nice Blizzard Shield coming out. The Unstop popped by Sylvanas. That Dark Lady's call coming out. Oh, there's the Mind Control, actually. Muffin Man doing the best to hold on. We do see Light Bomb coming out with Sonya, and that will be a kill onto the healer of All Random All Middle Age. That may be the linchpin that helps Team Rainbow Shrooms grow forward altogether. Modus Troll and leading the rest of the team back to the left, letting All Random All Middle Age live. Which, incredible. That's just a good general game sense of moving to the left. So wrapping around away from your own team, just to make sure the opposition team doesn't get any further deaths on you guys. But now there is that siege camp there, so that is something you're going to have to deal with. It is hitting building directly, but it looks like we are just going to have a heavier push into this building as well. What I thought All Random All Middle Age should do earlier when the two DPS down were down for Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow, we do now see Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow capitalizing on All Random All Middle Age, missing both their tank and healer, and we can see building goes down. We can see if there's a camp call, we can see if the fight still goes on. Pop and Fresh doesn't quite hit their tongue. Keep in mind this objective top is neutral the whole time. I would like to see Lunara and Sylvanas kind of go up here and makes Silverbell's life a little bit more difficult. That Sonya is punishable currently. We do see Anduin is coming up to help, so that window is slowly going down. Nice tongue by Pop and Fresh. Root coming out. Doesn't quite find them. And now we're in a position where we're going to get a rather large fight coming out. B-Man doesn't quite hit their hook. That is a large cooldown gone. And that is also Sonya gone. Blessed Shield coming out. Gorge onto B-Man. We do see the Mind Control. We do see the Crushing Jaws. We do see the healing. Pop and Fresh taking a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, and they will be going down. So trading the offlane of offlaner, you know what, if you're either team, that's alright a situation. Modus Trollin does get hit, pops the Iron Skin, does go for the blind, pops the Divine Steed, and will get out safely. Meanwhile, we do see Sonya making their way downtown, walk in fast, point... Wait, what's the song? Making their way downtown, walk in fast... Minions pass, and they're point bound. That's the best way I can think of it. But meanwhile, we do have a nice heavy push going on top. May as well. Offlane is dead. Rest of the team left. You saw that happen. But I do like the adaptation here that All Random All Middle Age going, you know what? We seal you're going to take our fort. Yes. There's not much we're going to do about it just because we were showing bottom just to make sure you couldn't cap. What we're going to do is take the Siege Giants and make someone have to deal with it. Meanwhile, I can see the setup here in that middle bush. Modus Trollin and Muffin Man sitting quite aggressively compared with their damage. The damage both sitting kind of in Narnia Computer and Sonya making their way up top, seeing if anyone's going to cap objective. We do see Pop and Fresh there. Now, Dahaka did burrow. And there, once again, is going to be the eternal conflict that is known as the offlane of the two offlaners hitting each other a little bit. But now we're going to have an issue because Silverbell is alone compared to the rest. If she is going to back out, I imagine she'll need to use Leap. But no, speaking of Leap, there's a Leaping Strike. There's Sonya's health ball, quickly diminishing that isolation, meaning she can't do anything. That is a spell-based hero who can't use their buttons because they are silenced by some creepy space Yoshi. Right, we are level 20s now on the side of All Random All Middle Age, so we do see they picked up that, Apex Predator from Dahaka, so we're going to have that more globals more often. As you can see, Dahaka, who didn't burrow too long ago, already burrowing. And if I hazard a guess and say he is number 8, we can see that it's already almost back, which is a lot to say the least. Meanwhile, we can see Orphea in danger, does get blinded, but the rest of the team is going to wrap up to heal her. Other things to note, we do have it radiating faith for Joanna. We do have the Judgment Day on the White Mane, Intensifying Toxin on the Lunara, and a hook coming out onto your healer, who is very likely about to die. Muffin Man in a danger, does drop the Q, does drop the ultimate, but that is just a little bit too much damage. 4 heroes hitting you, plus 2 towers, plus the keep. There is not many heroes who will live through that. I also mentioned that Savant went Dark Lady's Call, which is that upgrade to her heroic, which means it's basically a Stitches hook, which, lo and behold, there's Stitches. Leap coming out onto Sousa. Blessed Shield, however, meaning the follow-up cannot come out. Ignore Pain, pop by Silverbell, Light Bomb as well, but we do see the Dahaka burrows in time to dodge it. Modus Trollin does use the Blind to dismount. Pop and Fresh does dodge the hook, but does not dodge the Orphea damage, and will die. And what was looking like to be a good game for All Random All Middle Age suddenly is a lot more perilous. Like, yeah, sure, you have the Dragon Knight, you have that objective, but you can't really do much with it. Because if you overextend with Lunara, the Lunara may die, but she does have the, my camera works as well there. She does have a leaping strike, so there's no guarantee that she'll live even with using them. Other things to note, we do have Stitches going Master Hooker. We also have Tychus's big red button. Anduin went that, Chastise Censure at level 20, so that's stun on the root. As well as Orphea has gone to that hyper carry build with Eldritch Conduit. So the more stacks she has that she's able to auto attack with, the more spell power she will receive. I can't remember what maximum is. Up to a max of 30. That's a lot. That's a lot of spell power. That's basically an Ana nano boost, which I love Ana. I wish I could play Ana better on higher pings such as NGS's, because most of these players on average are playing at about 30 to 70 ping, 30 to 80 ping in some instances. I'm playing on 200. That's a lot more than the others. I also should know in Dragon Shine I was never going to be short. But we can see the gank push is set up. Hook found falling short as the mind control came out instead. We do see that root actually came out. It is a root on the Muffin Man, but we can see 1 kill, 2 kills. Nope, Poppin' Fresh did actually miss the isolation, but Poison will take him down at the end. Thank you to Barber. Meanwhile, Silverbelt in the backline still. Light Bomb didn't find Poppin' Fresh. That may be disastrous. Grizzly trying their best to kite and to do damage. That burst, however, coming out from the level 7 from Lunara. Just a little bit too much. And that looks like it may be an end call from the side of all random, all middle age. As you can see, they're hitting the building. They dodge the rocks. Good. We love a good rock dodge here, as you don't want to be caught, stunned under that core. Howler Knight will do their best to defend. We see GG called by Grizzly. They know that it's the end of this map. Barber a little bit distracted by the cute blonde over there called Howler Knight. Anduin, very, very cute blonde. Love him dearly. We can see the core is dropping. 3, 1, done. That is the first map of the series going over to all random or middle age. GG's called by both sides. Right, let me get into the game summary screen. In terms of game summary, Orphea did try her best to do the damage she could. As you can see, she did have 47k damage. Tyker's not far behind at 43. But compared with the other team of all random or middle age, Sylvanas did a lot of damage, 71k. I am always scared of a good Sylvanas, and that Sylvanas Souza is showing to be very good. Other than that, Barber also doing very well. In terms of Siege, Sonya and Dahaka. Sonya actually did very close siege to Dahaka, considering Dahaka was double soaking quite a bit, but that did show when it came to the experience gained between the two, as Dahaka did gain a good 7k more, but they were double soaking while Sonya was more kind of trying to push. And on the other hand, we did see the 4-man of Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow pick up that middle soak a bit more. And we're just going to have a quick look at talents, see anything that stands out. No, this is all relatively standard. I think the interesting one is Ruthless. I do like the extra damage as a finisher for Spin, but I do wonder if it's necessary with Slam. It was working for Silverbell. Silverbell did a decent work with it. We did see a couple of kills coming when she did join the team fights. However, it was just a little bit too much for him. Okay, no, I do know the interesting talent. Steed Charge. This is the interesting one to me. I understand its utility. It is a good defensive. But I guess I did state that I'm not a good tank, so take my words with a grain of salt. Especially anyone who will eventually play against me or has to deal with my BS. Steed Charge I do like. I do sometimes wonder if the W is better, but I'm not a good Joanna. There's likely, I think all 3 are viable, and just it's a state of preference. But yeah, that will be it for map number 1. Hope people are doing all right tonight. Just want to point that out. Like, it felt like it's been a long week. It felt like it's been a very long week already. We're only on Tuesday for me, Monday. Okay, maybe Tuesday for Americans at this point, just because time zones exist, I suppose. That's the best way to put it. But So what I'm doing now is just going to open up the next map, which this is a best of 3, to those of you who don't know. So if it does end up... So this could either be the last map, or if all random all middle age take it. But if Team Rainbow Shrooms grow take it, we're going to a map number 3, and there it is. There's my favorite. It is Infernal Shrines. I'm just gonna here, and it looks like we're about to get into the game, so I'm just gonna prep myself now. Man, I have Equine in the background. But yeah, we're in the game, so let me jump on over. I nearly clicked the wrong button again. I'm not very good at this anymore, am I? Anyway, they swapped sides! You bastards! Ugh. Where's my button? But I've accidentally clicked reset. The battle begins in 10 seconds. There we go. Now we've swapped sides. I'll deal with the map swap when it's a downtime. So we have Silverbell on the Sonya once again. We do have Grizzly64 on the Valhalla Knight is on that. Tyrande, just garbage. I love that name. Just Garbage is on the Tessida, and B-Man is on May this time. I do love a good little bit of May play. May gameplay. Yes, Mayday. Anyway, Modus Trollin is on the Diablo, that big fire lizard over there. Meanwhile, we have Souza on one of my favorite assassins, Chromie. Barber on Genji, taking a decent amount of damage already. Letting Grizzly stack just a little bit as they are that auto tech build. And Muffin Man is on the Stukov. Wait. Poppin' Fresh is also on the Hogger, which I love. I'm bad at the Hogger. He is one character I just don't understand. I enjoy playing him so much, though. I love playing that dumb mole. He is not good. I'm not good at him by any means, but he is so fun just to play and spin around. And this is one of his best maps. If you can just spin on objective for a while, you can get a lot done. Nice done by Modus Trollin. No damage there to follow up, as we do see Chromie is counter clearing that lane. Camps are up, and we do see that the side of all random all middle aged has decided to clear the camp. Modus Trollin taking some unnecessary damage, but we can see that I do like how patient all random all middle aged is being here. Well, I guess both teams are playing quite patiently. They're not letting either team stack very quickly, and in the long run, that's going to hurt Team Rainbow Shrooms grow more. Oh, Howard Knight is in a spot of bother, but Diablo goes down first. Howler Knight, Tyrande, when they're in those sorts of situations where they can just auto-attack and be fine and live, more or less, that is a situation where Tyrande gets a lot of value. Sure, she didn't hit any stuns there, but that healing coming out from all those auto-attacks does a lot by the end. Other things to note, we do have stacking. Val is stacking those auto attacks. We're going to make their way there. Tassadar on Q quest at 20. We do have that Tyrande E quest, as well as Chromie went W quest. So those big sands falling out of the sky, eventually when they get stacked, will be quite potent around the objective, but they do have to get there first. And Genji is probably the big question mark for me in this draft. He's known very much as something that just wants to fight, but he's also very squishy. As you can see, he almost went down there. Did a little dash, did a little Genji dash, and we do see that stun stops Modus Trollin from hurting Grizzly too much, and there's no follow-up for them. Muffin Man putting down that... I was about to call it something inappropriate. Muffin Man putting down that silent circle, trying to just damage the siege camp. And we can see actually both siege camps for Team Rainbow Shrooms Go are still up. And actually would have liked to see these bruiser camps coming out maybe 10 seconds ago by both teams, because them pushing during this objective down bottom gets a lot of value, and I do like Silverbell is doing it, but it's just a little bit late, I think. And they'll give up a lot of positioning when it comes to this middle objective. Or this bottom objective, I see. This one goes wrong. Hogger tries to do the infinite spin. Doesn't quite get it. Misses. Oh, gosh. It's broken again. But no, we do see fighting is coming out. I'm going to close that for a moment. Continue, you. The computer's being difficult. Love when this happens, because we do see the fight coming out. Hogger spins straight through objective, doesn't quite find much. And we do see there's just a good amount of damage coming out. Abilities being traded. Not really too much happening, but there is just such a strong position here from all random or middle edge. It makes it very hard for Team Rainbow Shoes Grow to step. And we see B-Man stepped up now on full health. Modus Trollin is one in danger. Does get a nice stun onto B-Man. Silverpelt is here, going to spin through the team. But we can see B-Man nice slow by the Stukov. Stun coming out onto Howler Knight. John Cena going for them, but will not go down. Howler Knight survives the Cena. The C-Nation, I believe they call it. Right, I need to drink water after this map, which I may just have to pause myself to do afterwards. But we can see Jump coming out, May taking a decent amount of damage. My thing's complaining at me again. I do not know why, but it is. Nice slide by B-Man. We do see the teams being chased down. Modus Trollin is the one in danger. There's a lot of damage coming out of him. Good stun by Tyrande. Spell Armor pop. That Soul Shield by Modus Trollin. Genji seeing what they can do to distract. And Modus Trollin gets out. What was quite a dangerous position for them ultimately is fine. Right. And we can see now that, well, camps are being done. What a surprise. Let me just zoom out so we can see it. And I'm going to open this up so you can have a quick look at talents while we wait until, well, we see what more happens. And I finally got this fixed for cheeky bugger. So it's Dragonshire, then Infernal. There we go. Fixed my overlay for when I'm back out of it. Excellent. Right, we can see now B-Man is left a little bit alone to their own devices. Bottom. Camp's trading mid. We see Hoggett is going to be trying to get what they can out of it. And Chromie does have his Storm talent available. Heroic talent available. I imagine we're going to... I would want to see Slowing Sands here, which we do. Slowing Sands, very good zone prediction. Oh, that is not where you want to be if you're just garbage. Just garbage, however, does have those moves to get out. Chromie a little bit off with their Slowing Sands. However, May was not given the same nicety of getting out. She does go down, very unfortunate for her. And we can see now Sonya getting a bit aggressive onto Poppin' Fresh, but that is not where you want to be if you're Sonya. Sure, you get the camp leash, you're having 300 health, but Barbara is here, and once a Genji sees you, that is likely going to be all she wrote for your health ball. And lo and behold, that is a dead Sonya. And meanwhile, this Bruiser camp wasn't actually finished. We may see the Genji go to finish it. They can do alright when there's one target. They're not great when there's more. Meanwhile, we can see... I don't know how I feel about the Vala being away from everyone else. Vala being away from everyone else is actually quite a dangerous position. Because you very much... She is the one who needs to hit people. She needs to get stacked to be relevant. But she's also very flimsy when she's alone. She is one of those glass cannons, so to speak, where she can do a lot of damage. But if someone gets on top of her and she can get locked down, she will die. She needs to dodge to survive. And when you're alone and not with your team, it gets much harder to dodge any unnecessary damage. Right, Muffin Man does get hit with a Muffin Plan. That owl coming out from Howler Knight. Just doing well. Barber jumps in. Doesn't quite... Oh, actually did find the slow there. We did see slow on May, that faint purple circle by their feet. And they took a decent amount of damage from Genji. Is Genji stacking? Yes, Genji is stacking Shuriken. But we're once again coming into that area of... There hasn't really been much of a fight going down. Never mind, Extract coming out. That is Lightning Breath Diablo directly on top of Just Garbage. But they don't have their spell power talent yet. They don't have those 13s. Modus Trollin is missing a lot of his damage survivability. However, its spell armor doing a lot for it. Muffin Man, now the one in danger, does use those flailing swipes to get out. And the disengage for the team is impressive. And that, folks, is why you pick flailing swipes. For when the fights aren't going that well, and you just need a quick go, maybe not, and let things go. Genji does dash to safety, is ultimately going to find, and actually jumps for wall even further. That is one of their key movement abilities down, and that's not necessarily what you want to be using right now. I'm still interested to see whether Poppin' Fresh can do the infinite spin. Yes. You spin me right round. Never mind. Nice leap by Sonya, and the Blizzard following up. Chromie's the one in danger. Hogger peeling for Souza. But no, we see two birds, one stone, as that is Diablo and Chromie going down a very quick succession. And Hogger is doing the best to take things out. Silverbell having to back upwards. Poppin' Fresh somehow messes up his spin, but it works out. But meanwhile, we see Grizzly very low in just an awkward position, running up to the ice wall. But that movement speed will give him to safety. Howler Knight does his best to keep him alive. And with that pick right there on Sonya. That, and actually a very damaged team in general for Team Mushroom Shrooms Grow. That is a very even fight. But to look at other heroics really quickly, we do have X-Strike on the Genji, we do have Hortapult on the Hogger, was the only things I haven't mentioned yet for all random all middle age. You always see Ice Wall, Mei, Black Hole, Tassadar, Rain of Vengeance, Vala, Leap Sonya, and the Shadow Stalk on Tyrande. I thought we would see the Lunar Shower here, but apparently not. Also, that is the Arcane Punish coming out. Excellent stun chain onto the side of all random all middle age. Team Mushroom Shrooms Grow doing their best, but Tassadar was so zoned out by Hogger. That was such a large portion of their burst damage missing for that engagement. If Tassadar was there, a few more would have died, but unfortunately, well, unfortunately for the side of Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow, very fortunate for all random all middle age, Hogger was zoning out just garbage, and that does ruin their team fight potential quite a bit. That ruins that combo, because you really need Tassadar there for those combos. And sorry if I got a little bit quiet there, I was turning off my air conditioning, because I'm getting a little bit too cold now after being too warm for the previous hour and a half. Diablo charges in onto B-Man, doesn't quite find anything. We do see a nice double stun from that Blizzard, and Modus Trollin is the one in danger. They don't have a Soul Stone up, they are very squishy, and they do go down. Meanwhile, Muffin Man having to back out, Chromie dropping an Hourglass for them, but ultimately will be fine. Meanwhile, Hogger has been pushing bottom with that camp, is going to back out now. They realize maybe overstaying their welcome, time to leave. And I do like this choice from Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. Tank is down, let's invade. But no, they're getting scared off by the Chromie sewing sand itself. This is a replay cast 130 Aragon as well. No one plays at this time of night. Well, no one at NGS turns plays at this time of night. I have considered starting in an ANZ league at some point. I'm just quite busy currently and I'm unable to do so that's why it is a replay cast. I should probably put in my title, but I'm lazy. That is really going to be the ultimate. That's what it comes down to. I will talk about the game, but I am lazy around the titles. But no, we do see Ice Wall coming out. That is Chromie stuck in it. Diablo using Lightning Breath. That unstop for it. Chromie instant timeout. Instant not able to get by that. Nice double stun by Silverbell, getting a good leap onto the back line. Just garbage, getting a cleave through. The stuns coming out from Grizzly, doing their best. X-Strike directly on top of Silverbell. That'd be them going down. Chromie picking up that move speed now. Wait, no, that's the spell damage bonus on their 16. Quote, end quote. Now, just because they want to get that extra damage in. We can see that just garbage doing their best to take things down. And Barber jumping in as well, seeing what they can do. Stun coming out, flip coming out. Nice stun by B-Man. That is now that Diablo out of position and will be going down. That's a lot of damage, but Tyrande is traded in the process. Nice cleave by just garbage. That Q quest actually getting quite up there now. We're at 130. The maximum is 200. So we'll be doing a decent burst, decent chunk of the squishy's damage. And even Diablo, who is known for their tankiness and does have spell armor, will be taking a decent amount if they get hit by one of those unawares, so to speak. Only one minion left on this bruiser camp. You can quickly take this and leave. Silverbell will be here. Popping fresh. Oh, Silverbell, this is not quite where you want to be. Slowing Sands come out. But no, we do see now that all middle age are running out of time. Leap coming out. Silverbell actually really low, however. X-Strike taking him down. We do see both team members dodging the Ice Wall. Stop. However, Poppin' Fresh does not dodge the Blizzard. Most strong is nearly back. Also, thanks, 130 Aragon. Thank you for words. And we can see that camp will be taken. All just before the shrine is activated, and I believe we have a Frozen Punisher? No, Mortar Shrine this time. Oh, what's the first one? Frozen. I didn't even mention that. But yep, we are on the Mortar Punisher now. So should be in a reasonable spot for Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. No, not Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. All random, all middle age Grow. As we do see now, they found a second fort. Will be up later the objective. And Hogger now in awkward position did get a fortuitous bounce. And actually, a little bit of anti-synergy there. B-Man actually means pushes Poppin' Fresh so they didn't get stunned. And now B-Man is out of position. Did have to pop that ice block, that cryo freeze. And B-Man will go down. Not quite enough healing for them. Not quite enough heals. Meanwhile, Grizzly now out of position. And that is the next target. We do see him roll straight into the silence battle and Stukov will take him out. However, Hogger spins directly into the towers of Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow and will go down. It happens. It really just do kind of be like that sometimes. Meanwhile, this bottom tower will be falling. And we do have a second one being worked on now by Diablo. While Muffin Man and Souza, who aren't known for their wave clear, neither Stukov nor Chromie is particularly good. Really, the only good wave clear, or shrine clear, I guess they should say, is Hogger. But he is still respawning, and he'll be up roughly the same time as the Vala. But we can see Souza and Modest Trollin is pushing underneath. Meanwhile, if we look elsewhere in the map, we do see a siege camp is being taken by the side of Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow, and they are getting extra soak along the way. Silverbelt planning on doing bottom camp. I do like this bottom siege neutral take, the neutral bottom siege take, but that's only if Hogger doesn't sniff things out. Anyway, moving back up here, we do see that the Mortar Punisher has been taken by all random all middle age, and they are pushing down top and potentially looking to see if they can get a few unlucky candidates to be stuck under John Cena's stun, which we can see has gone down. Sidewall went down not long after, but ultimately didn't find anything from it. The gate being removed slowly but surely. Punisher looking to jump again soon, and we may actually see a follow-up here. There's B-Man stunned once. Nice unstop by B-Man, however, Silence strictly under him. There comes the Lightning Breath. B-Man sliding out of danger. Do see Silverbell going very aggressive on the Muffin Man. Muffin Man getting chunked in the meantime, but this Mortar Punisher will go down. Icewall not finding anything. Barber one out of position, but it is Genji. They do have mobility, so they should honestly be fine, and indeed, they are fine. Well, fine being a loose term. They're all pretty... Oh, actually, they're not that hurt for health. They played that pretty safely, I should say. Like, ultimately, they are going to be fine. And we do see they are on that objective now. Right. What is the plan, Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow? You are behind. You're not super behind, but you are behind. You do have a chance to get back in this. You can take a fight pre-20s, which may be your best bet at the moment, because objective will be called again soon-ish, as they do start speeding up as we get later into the game. I'd like to see maybe them freeze waves a little, not push it out to deny the experience soak from all random all middle age, so it's just slow down the pace of the game, make it so all random all middle age aren't getting that extra experience. But we do see they are pushing in top now, getting what damage they can, but not fully committing to it. As we do see Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow was close enough to have a very quick response time, and it does help them out in the long run, as we can do see, well, yeah, there's not going to be too much more they can do from that. Right. I'm surprised they were able to do their camp. They were given enough space to do their camp. That is very unexpected. Icewall coming out. Chromie found. This is not necessarily a fight you want, as we do see Storm Talents are up for all random all middle age. Speaking of which, we do see that piercing stance from Chromie. We do see that no control Hogger, X-Strike Genji, controlled Chaos on the Stukov, as well as Hellgate on Diablo, which we may see that coming soon by the looks of it, as Diablo is known to be a very aggressive hero. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Someone's messaging me at an inopportune time, but we do see that the stun circle is coming out, but won't quite find anyone here. And we do see that it is very safe play from both. I would say very safe play from Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. They're just kind of turtling, hoping that themes go their way, and hopefully Sonya gets that soon. B-Man now in an awkward position, stuck in both slowing sands. And that is Storm Talents of both teams. Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow very much survived until that 20. Now what can they do with it is the big question, as we do have the big one on May. We do have that force barrier. Yep, force barrier on the Tassadar Vault Vala, Acrobat Vala, I should say, which I don't know how I feel about that one. You would expect to see typically the Farflight Quiver. This means that Vala has to play in that far more aggressive stance to get more damage done. And you can see Mei goes down. That is not the timing. Diablo, just that lightning breath going on for so long. Thanks to that ice wall, just keep going. Howler Knight in danger. Does barely get out of the slow circle and had the insta cleanse for themselves to get out. You know, we can see Hoggett is going to go no control and just garbage. Will survive. Grizzly will survive. But Tyrande will not. And this is what I meant by we're in a position where potentially we're not seeing as safe a play as we could, which I don't know why we're sieging here. It'd probably be a much smarter idea for all random or middle age to siege mid currently, just because that's where the Punisher is. You shouldn't really be doing so much here as you can get. If you open up this gate just for when the Punisher jumps, you can punish that. You can get the kill off that Punisher stun. It sets up a very nice one for you. But we see they do get bottom, which ultimately is still a good idea, getting what building you can. And we can see the teams are backing out to safety. Well, the team's backing out to safety. We're looking at that second game. No, they're looking to push top. They're looking to do anything but set up for win. They're setting up a lot of macro pressure, yes. But you're making it so they have multiple lanes they can win through. But they're not trying to win through the main lane where the Immortal is currently. B-Man does slide in, doesn't have Ice Wolves, not Avalanche, so they're in an awkward spot. Silver leaping in, a little bit disjointed, does get stunned by Modus Trolling. You see Swipe coming out, and that is B-Man getting melted. Diablo having that full 13 value fully up, getting a lot of damage out of it. Chromie, meanwhile, in an awkward position below, with Souza actually free time stop Silver being forced out. Arcane Punisher is done. Genji in danger, 160 health will go down. Mei finishing off one little icicle to the head. So that was a fight 4v5, and we can now see that Team Rainbow Shooters Go does have a man advantage. They may need a quick reset. Vala's really low on resources. I think they're looking just to tap and then use that. But no, they're not. Punisher has jumped, so we may see that it is going to be a safe time to do damage to it. It does jump every 15 seconds, so that I imagine that will be coming up very shortly. Sonya, I should mention, also looking to jump. There's the jump, there's the Hellgate. Modus Trolling doesn't quite find anyone, but B-Man was stuck in the stun for a while. The silence for a while, but no, we see Hogger going down first. We now see Leap coming out. That is 2 kills. That really didn't need to happen for all random or middle age, but Team Rainbow Shrooms Go now in a really good spot. Tyrande, however, goes down to the Punisher. John Cena getting one last hurrah and taking him out. And we see Stukov slowly walking away, can't quite do anything. But if you are Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow, you push. Yeah, sure, Sonya has to defend, but you get what you can if you're the side of Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. You have a Mei who has Ice Block. She can use that to her advantage, because yeah, there is no there's no Tyrande currently, which really hurts her push potential. We see B-Man does pop that Cryo Freeze then, which may be a little bit waste, because you could tank the thought of Cryo Freeze, get a little bit more value out of it. Let your TPS push into it as you are taking those shots with a Cryo Freeze. But we do see the teams are rotating down now. Right, good camp take by Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. They will be now rotating around. And we see them doing bot camp, which they're getting as much value as they can with the limited time they have. As we do see just one character left, Stukov is the last survivor. And nice back there by, can't remember the name, Vala having to reset for those resources. Let's have a look at what's happening. We do see that Sonya is taking that siege, that bruiser camp. On the other side, we do see Trollin, Muffin, and Souza taking their own bruiser camp, doing it roughly the same pace as the Sonya. Meanwhile, bottom right, we do see Garbage, Grizzly, Howland, Silver, and even B-Man, their own camp, just playing it safe. Nice camp take. Right, we do look like we may get another fight coming out soon, so I'm going to close that. I pushed the wrong button. We're going to close for stats, we're going to close for talents. And we can see, once again, Silverbell having to back. That's because Vera's that lane that has constant catapult pressure in it. And those catapults do a lot of damage to structures. Chromie, I think, can just honestly pop one W and that goes down. Oh, even Q apparently, my word. Souza thought about going a dangerous route and decided, Maybe not a good idea. Let me go around this way. This a little bit longer route. Perfect. Alright, they will ultimately be safe that way. Nice cleave through there. We do see now that damage is coming out. Shrine is coming up. So very much, all random war middle age doesn't have to stay. They can back out. They do have an advantage on these objectives. You don't need to play that aggressive into the forts. The forts, well, yes, this one's very weak. Does have a little bit of a... give a little bit of advantage. Just those 1 or 2 extra shots that do help lower that spell damage is quite dangerous in lots of situations. And they're back here. Yep, Chromie takes it out, but Chromie is out of position for it, but Barber is there to keep him safe. Nice lightning breath by Diablo. Just peel a little. Peel. I was going to say slow them down when we say peel, so it's kind of hard. Barber now out of position, however, did use their cooldowns. Nice jump through the electric fence, through that force barrier, and we'll be fine. Meanwhile, wait, where's Hogger? There's Hogger. Hogger is going to be fine as well. And Genji, just having a little trip top. Popping fresh, throwing out that garbage pile. Going to do a little bit of chip damage, but not much will come from it. We are going to get into the objective phase now. We do see that Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow has set up earlier than the rest. Nice slow by the Souza. But we can see now Chromie to drop all this stuff. We do see Hellgate was used, but Hogger will go down first. We're getting a lot of fights where all random all middle age are fighting down 1 or 2. And they are getting punished for it now in the late game. Oh, Silver getting real low, but I do have to say, despite the punishing happening, this is not necessarily an objective you want to be on when there's a Chromie pelting in damage. As you can see, she's getting actually a decent amount of the siege. She's getting a decent amount of minions. We see May goes down right at the end, who's just going to slowly be spun around with Slowing Sands until Chromie decides to cancel it. But we do have Mortal Punisher coming up, and imagine Souza is going to get it to jump and then Ice Block almost immediately. She didn't Ice Block, she got it destroyed, and ultimately took a lot of damage for it. Unfortunate, but it does indeed happen. Right, we do have the siege coming out from the side of Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. We see even Mortal Punisher getting another jump in. We see Roll coming out from Grizzly as that Punisher is doing a decent amount of damage. Fort does go down. That is the first structure of the game for Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow. And they're doing this. Meanwhile, Sonya is going to be almost stuck on permanent cleanup duty as there's just constant catapult pressure coming in each lane now. There's going to be a little less pressure bottom with that bottom fort missing. But Keeper's still up compared to the other. So it's going to be 1 catapult every wave as opposed to 1 in every 3. And we can see now we are getting into this later game period. I don't quite know how long is left on the game. Because I can see how long it's been on the timer down the bottom here. But I don't push this button at all. I do not know how long this... I do not know how long each map is. I just know how long it has been currently. And we're at the 30-ish minute mark. We're at 26 minutes. I imagine this may go to the next objective, but I can't see it going much longer than this. I guess we'll have to find out, however. As we do see people rotating up. Right. We may get a fight coming out here soon, as we do see the teams are both looking to see if they can get something. If there is a fight in a small enclosed area, very much all random or middle age can have a good... Oh, Genji. Oh, Genji dodged it at least. All random or middle age can have a very good fight in these enclosed areas. Diablo, if he can get a charge on someone, can almost be a death sentence. Owl only just scouts that camp being done now, and what is the typically taken by the red side's Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow camp was taken away from them by all random or middle age. And now we can see they know Sonya is split. They can see her on map. It is time to fight. And Sonya, all while, is not quite with him. But no fight will happen. And we do see people back out to safety. That core is constantly under pressure, as we did hear the announcer say. Ooh, this is going to be down... This is really getting into the one fight territory, as one major fight at the end of this can really spell disaster for anyone. What the hell? What's that? Right. Sorry, let's just reset that. And we see Al coming through now. That's 2 quick camps picked up by all random, all middle age. What are they going to do? Are we going to get another fight, or are we going to just wait for objective? Essentially, I think we are going to get to the point where we're waiting for that final objective to be called. We're waiting for all teams wanting that Punisher. And there it is. Frozen Punisher. Very strong one, especially in the early games. It's not quite as important for all random, all middle age now in terms of structures, but that thing is probably going to end if all random, all middle age get it. Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow need to take the fight here. If they don't, that may be all for them. But who knows? They could get this and win off it. They can get all 5 members of all random, all middle age go, you know what, actually we just go straight bottom and don't bother with it. That would be the better play, actually, in that situation. But they're not on it yet. That is the problem. They needed to be on it to start. Modus Trolling has been scouted in bush. Good cue by Grizzly, making sure no nasty surprises will come in. Silver looking jump. We do see Icefall coming out onto Hogger. That makes it a temporary 4v5. But there's a very hard person to lock down in the Icefall. Extract coming out, doesn't quite find everyone. Barber does dash back through. Modus Trolling on Island, doing what damage they can. We do see Silverbell, however, on the other end of things, honestly fine. That Ignore Pain can do a lot. It's a lot more than that Soul Armor, but we see Hogger that's got no control and will go down. Meanwhile, there are rather large waves pushing mid. There's a rather large wave pushing mid, I should say. You can see that Silverbell does have to go back and deal with it. A little bit of percentage was done to the core of Team Rainbow Strike Go. But actually, this objective is still relatively even. We're actually getting a good 3v4 here from all random, all middle age trying to steal it. There's a lot of pokes stopping them from stopping the team of Team Rainbow Strike Go from actually finishing this out as easy as they like. They do get in the end. Frozen Punisher will be going over to all random, all middle age. But this is not an end by any means. There is a good defense that can come out from all random, all middle age. But this Punisher can still get a lot done. Do not get me wrong. And we can see that both that all random, all middle age are respecting it. The blue side is respecting that Punisher. They know if they get jumped, it could spell disaster. So we see him standing behind the gate. Souza is going to have another go at this jump. Let's see how they do. No, it wasn't on Souza in the end. It went on Diablo. Ultimately, that's fine. Diablo is the far better choice to get hit by anyway. And we can see that Frozen Punisher did turn off buildings. That is the strength of it. It can get a lot done in those situations as well as it does help the team push a little even without something such as Savanas. Modus Trolling does push B-Man into the building. And this is now an even structure top. This is what this is what Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow needed. We're still going to be going, is the unfortunate thing for my throat, but we are going to be getting into the end game by the looks of things. As Core's under attack, we may either get... No, oh, Silverbell went in. That may be a mistake there. As we do see, that is a very quick death onto Silverbell. I don't even know what I went to say there. I think I just made a G sound on accident. Modus Trolling taking a lot of damage from Grizzly. Those Caltrops do a lot to slow people down, but it doesn't slow down that charge. That stun will, however, as Modus Trolling is in danger. Popping Fresh gets a nice double stun. Lightning Breath coming out. B-Man is in trouble. Meanwhile, there is a large amount of Kata onto Core. And honestly, if you're the side of all random, all middle age, you stop them from backing. That Core is going down no matter what. We can see Just Garbage is backing. That's too late. That is a Core quickly going down. And that is the game. Going down to a little bit too many cores on the Core. GG's called by all random, all middle age. No words from Team Rainbow Shrooms Go. And that will be the game and the series going over to all random, all middle aged. GG's to both sides. Right, let me change it back on over to my game summary screen. In terms of talents, is there anything that stands out? No. Vala going Caltrops of auto attack build is the weird one for me. It's not often you see that picked up with this, as well as a big one on May. It is a talent I like picking. It doesn't mean it's correct, but it's a talent I like picking. I do often see, however, in NGS, people either picking up Shatter if they're going Icefall, or they end up picking up Emergency Freeze. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a one where if you're about to die, if you take lethal damage, instead you auto pop your Cryo Freeze and live that little bit longer. Don't know if that would have helped B-Man. It is quite hard to say because hindsight is 2020. But other than that, I can't comment on Hogger. I have no clue how Hogger works. How it actually got up there with that Tirana build, but interesting to see the auto attack talent at 4 as opposed to Elun's Chosen, which is the activator, put it on someone, do the damage, it heals things, because that's going to help May a lot, especially with them going that healing bonus later in the levels. But right, let me throw it on over to the game summary screen, as that will be it for... Wait, not game summary. Map view screen. And I'll change the teams around to whatever it's supposed to be. I nearly did the same button again. As we did see, all Random and Middle Age did end up taking the series too. Oh, both teams did really well. Both those maps were well fought. Team Rainbow Shrooms grows end game. That late game is actually very scary from what I've seen. They were struggling a little from the early game. All Random and Middle Age did have the advantage. But the end game, Team Rainbow Shrooms Grow nearly brought it back both times. That is something to watch out for as the season goes on. They are a team that has the potential to... If they just tighten up their early game, that is a team who has the potential to absolutely win these lower divisions, because lower divisions do like going late. There seems to be a lack of kind of that earlier end call, and we will have to see how that goes, but that will be it for me for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see who I'm following and who is possible I can raid. I don't know if I'm going to raid that. I may raid this. I may raid Shig. I know he was doing a push for... I need to mute that tab before I do anything else. I know he was doing a push for partner, so I may go over to Shiggity. So let me just go there. Raid channel this. Now, screw you, Twitch. So click that. I'm going to start the raid. He's much more entertaining than I am. Which, yeah. So, I'll send you over to him. To everyone who has joined me this evening, I very much thank you for doing so. It does make things a little bit more enjoyable, at least for me. But that has been me for this evening. The Line Bus. I will be doing a lot more streams that have been in the recent months. I will be going for that target of at least more than 121 casts this season to break a 7-season standing record for NGS. But that has been me. I wish everyone good evening, good morning, or good night, depending where you are in the world, because time zones are weird. But I will see you all in the Nexus. Goodbye, at least for now.